Hi, welcome to Brush Tips with Cheri. Today we are doing our very first fall painting. Since yesterday was the first day of fall, I figured why not, right? So we have this cute little pumpkin here, super basic painting, super fun, and a great welcome gift to fall. And then I just took this cute little twine here and I added it on just for a little added fun. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is show you the paint colors. And I forgot my burnt umber at the studio, so we're going to substitute it for black. But in your case, you would have the burnt umber. So we have the phthalo green, we have raw sienna, yellow, fire red, black, white, and orange. Which I forgot to put the orange on there. Hello, what color are pumpkins? So I also have a few different brushes today. I know usually I only have like one or two brushes, most likely two. But today we're going to be working with 4 of them. So I have this big black, or this big one here to do the black lines and then work on the pumpkin with. So we like to call this guy our Big Daddy right here because he always gets our jobs done, right? And we also have these 3 brushes. This one's like a rounded one. This one is, well, it's a flat round. This one's just a little square one, and then this one's a pointed round. So we're going to be using these brushes for different things throughout the painting. So the first thing that you're going to do at home, now I already did this. I wanted it to be dry, but I actually painted my whole background white. And I know that you can't really see it, but when you go to put it on, you'll be able to tell the difference because the canvas is more of like a cream color. And then when you add the white paint over it, you can tell that there's actually paint on it. So we're going to take this Big Daddy here, dry him off, okay? And we're going to grab some of this black paint. And I want you to have a pretty dry brush for this. You're going to work it both ways. And then I just want you to kind of section it off. I don't know why I started with these ones first, but oh well. You can always use a ruler, unlike me, I just start going. And then I kind of real lightly feather them out. You see I haven't dipped my paint again because I don't need to. I just want to use what's on my brush, make it look a little faded, hit my sides. And then I'm going to go up and down. 1, 2, and 3. Now you can put as many as you want in there. You see I put a little bit extra in the other one, but I felt once I did that I didn't like it as much. So that's why I went with just the 3 down and the 3 across on this one. Now the next thing we're going to do is I do want you to let this dry a second. Because it's dry brushing, the paint isn't really super wet, so you don't have to worry about the paint being, you know, overly wet here. I do want to get this bottom though, because on this one I didn't get the bottom and it looked kind of silly when I put it in the car to bring it here. Then I'm just going to kind of fade these out a little bit. I like to have that faded, like rustic-y look. Perfection. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry 1 second. And like I said, because it's a dry brush, it's not super wet. It's not going to take very long to dry. Actually, it's already dry. So you can see it's already pretty dry. There might be one spot. I have one little black spot right here on my finger. Okay. Clean off that Big Daddy. So now we have this black area right here, right underneath the pumpkin, and we don't want that. So it's almost like we're going to take an eraser here. This is our magic eraser. We are going to scoop up some white, and then I want you to make almost like a lazy heart. And I only do it halfway through the canvas. And I just want you to cover up this black. I know, it kind of defeats the purpose of putting the black on there, but, whoops, just dropped it, dripped a little. But when you go to put the orange on, you're gonna be able to see right through the orange, and then you'll be able to see all the black lines, and we don't want that. So, starting off with the pumpkin. Perfect. Just coat that on there real good. This is where we're gonna have that dry time. And I always go in like a pumpkin-y shaped pattern when I do pumpkins. I always do like a backward C and then a frontward C because I want to bring it all down like that, okay? So when you go to do that, just make sure that you do that. It'll just give you a nice rounded pumpkin. Let me fill this in a little bit more. Perfect. Yay! I love it. So we're gonna let this dry a second. You know, this is where I start to sing. But I'm not good at singing. But I am really good at painting, so that kind of makes up for it. All right. So when you go to do the pumpkin, of course, you can add vines to it. You can add more leaves to it. If you choose, you can make 2 pumpkins on there. If you don't want to write Happy Fall, you don't have to write Happy Fall. It's just kind of however you want to do it. Let it dry, let it dry. Here we go. All right. I notice all the corn stalks are out, starting to come out, all the mums. Personally, I'm not a giant fan of fall. I know. Believe me, I love my pumpkin spice. I love the look of pumpkins. I love painting pumpkins. I love the mums, but the smell of fall, not my favorite. It really isn't. And I have really bad allergies, and I smell like the moldiness of leaves. And I hate winter, so then I just know it's like one more month until it's really cold, and I don't like the cold. But we're going to have some super fun fall paintings over the next few weeks. In the meantime, if you have any suggestions on paintings, please, please, please feel free to contact us. You can send us an email, you can shoot us a message on Facebook. If you ever want to come in and paint with us, we're always open for that too. There's been a few shows that we've had some friends on, so definitely come and check us out. And it's super fun. Then you could say you've been on TV. All right. So it's still not dry all the way, but we're just going to go right into this. Rinse off that brush really, really good. And we're going to scoop up some orange, a good amount, okay? I know. It's super pretty, isn't it? Such a pretty pumpkin. We will let it dry in between this though. I'll dry it one more time. Just because you see how it's turning it kind of yellow, or I mean a whitish orange, we don't want that. And I need to hit this side just a little bit, just to have it proportioned. There we go. Now, of course, painting is supposed to be relaxing and fun, so take your time and just get creative with it. Let me hit this bottom. See how I'm doing this here? Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. I love doing a pumpkin. Everyone always asks me, what's your favorite thing to paint? Pumpkins. Literally pumpkins. I don't know why. I think it's because, like, even if I were to paint an apple, I think that would be pretty neat too, because you get all the different colors. You can mix and match and everything looks great. So let's let this dry again. We don't have our little fan. I think Vance took it to school because it's really hot in their school, so I'm pretty sure he took it to school. And that's the end of our fan. So we don't have a fan, but we have manpower and songs. When you sing to your painting, it makes it dry faster. I'm just kidding, but you could sing to your painting if you want. Now is like a perfect time to go let the dog out, go make yourself a cup of coffee, text a friend, like us on Facebook, whatever you choose. All right, so we have this rounded brush here. This is where I'm going to come in with some of the cute little detail work. And I know you could still see some of this black back here, which if I were to let it dry completely in between coats, we wouldn't even see that, okay? So I have some fire red right here. Kind of throw that in there with the orange. See how I'm working from one spot? I'm going to mix some of my fire red with my orange. Kind of play around with it here. Whoop. Pull and paint. It's okay. I'm actually going to grab some of this raw sienna, some of this yellow, kind of mix that together, then bring it up from the bottom here. If you're more comfortable coming in at the side like this, you can do that also. Clean this guy up right here. There we go. We're getting a little pink because we're pulling some of the white from underneath, so that's why it's important to kind of let it dry in between. When you get to the middle, you're almost going to make like a big almond shaped. Look at how pretty this is. What a beautiful looking pumpkin. Then I'm just going to take some of this red. I'm going to kind of outline here a little bit, real softly with some orange and red, just to bring up that deep colors. Pull them out of the pumpkin a little bit. Perfect. Awesome. Clean this off really well. I know you can hear it. Hear me banging on the cup there, sorry. Okay, so for the stem I used green and the burnt umber, but instead I'm going to use green and some of this raw sienna here. I want it to kind of look like a freshly picked pumpkin, but almost one that really needs to be picked. If you ever go to a pumpkin patch and you look at the pumpkins, the stems are actually like a greenish brown. Okay, so I'm going to start here. I'm going to make like a little almond shape. Then I'm going to pull down here. And we also have to put some there. I'm going to take some more green. Now you can use your smaller brush for this. I'm also going to add just a tiny little bit of green through here. Make it look like the stem is actually on the pumpkin. Perfect. Let it dry. clean off that brush really good. I'm going to come along with this rounded one. I'm going to play with some vines. Now you don't have to make the vines again if you don't want to. I think it adds a little bit of character, but don't feel obligated. See how mine's not dry yet? So pretty. Then you could kind of come in, make a leaf. And I just almost make it look like a pine cone. You could see it there, where it almost looks like a pine cone, and then I just fill it in. Honestly, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's a pumpkin leaf. They are kind of like jaggedy along the edges. They're really big, so don't feel like you're doing it wrong, because you're not. Grab some more of this green here, add a little bit of darkness, a little contrast here. Perfect. Fill this guy in again. And you can even add, you know, a couple little, you could add a little vine down here. You can even add a little leaf through here. And don't worry, people know what it is. It looks like a leaf. Kind of play around with this little vine here. Honestly, I have no idea what it looks like because I'm painting it from the side, but let's look over here. Okay, it looks cute. I was a little worried for a second. Ooh. My brush is so loud, isn't it? All right, let's step back. I'm going to take a little bit of yellow. I'm going to add it into this leaf. When you add the yellow, it kind of adds a little bit of texture, or makes it look like it has some texture. Here we go, perfect. I don't know, I kind of wish I didn't add that, but I guess it looks cute. Kind of looks like the pumpkins from Cinderella. And who doesn't love a good Cinderella pumpkin, right? So you can add just a little bit of greenery down here. Now again, you don't have to add any of this greenery if you don't want to. It's just fun to have. Perfect. Now I'm going to clean off my brush. Take a little tiny bit of white, tiny bit on my brush, and I'm just going to kind of swoosh through here. Make it look a little bit lighter. And pull it down here. Just to kind of outline the stem a little bit. Super light. You can't even see it in the camera, it's so light. All right, so if you choose to write Happy Fall on it, then you definitely can. So I was gonna write it in the black, and then I was like, oh, actually I don't like the black with the black here. So then I thought, well, maybe I should write it in orange. But then I thought, there's a lot of orange right here too. So I actually did it in the burnt umber. But what we can do is we can do it in the yellow and the raw sienna. And you know what you could even do? Add a tiny like little sunflower down here like this. Ooh, let me mix a little white in that. Look, we're just going total off grid here, huh? a little baby sunflower. Oops, the green wasn't dry, that's okay. Look at how cute. How cute is that? Oh, we need to give it a big black middle part. Let me clean off my brush real quick. Look at how cute. Oh, I'm so glad I just thought about that. Let me grab this black here and dot all this up. Make it look a little crazy textured. Then clean off the brush again. Grab some more of that yellow. Just kind of touch it around here. Oh, perfect. Just a fun, quick little flower there. Nothing major. All right, back to our writing happy fall. Now I know a lot of people say happy fall, y'all, which is perfectly fine. You can fit all of that on here, or you could just write happy fall, or you can write harvest, you can write thankful, which I thought about writing thankful. So we are going to write, actually I think I'm going to write thankful. And I love cursive writing. I actually need to do this in white first. Uh-oh, what if I don't have enough room? Oh, I do. There we go. Can y'all see it? I'll go back over it. All right, let me go back over it with this brownish color. By the time I get over here, it runs out of yellow. Clean it off real good. And again, you can layer on here. You don't have to you can layer it, but you do not have to keep going over it while it's wet. Let it dry in between. Oh, this is so cute. Oh my goodness, thank you all for helping me deal with just going total off kilter here. I love it. Throwing that sunflower in there at the last minute. Look at how cute. Oh my goodness, this is making me super happy. This painting right here is bringing me so much joy, which is super important. I love it. It's very, I don't want to say rustic looking, but it is very fall chic looking, right? Let's let it dry a second, and then we can add our special detail. You can also take some burlap strips and like staple them to the back of here, and then put it up on burlap and put a big bow on it and hang it, and that would be super cute too. So I did not think to, I did think to do that, but I didn't have any burlap with me at the studio, so you are getting twine. You could use twine too. So let's let this dry. Oh, we should do a piece of candy corn. So I know some people love, love, love candy corn. I love candy corn. And some people hate candy corn, and those people are from another planet, I'm telling you. They are. But either you love it or you hate it, so I think I'm definitely going to have to do a fun little candy corn painting. Just because I love candy corn. And I'm not eating sugar anymore, so guess who doesn't get any candy corn or pumpkin spice lattes or that sweet cream pumpkin in the cold brew. That would be me. Yes, that would be me. Nothing. I've had no sugar. A couple grapes. All right, with Halloween coming up, that should be perfect. So this is taking a minute to dry over here, but we're going to add our special little treat here. So this is a good amount. Look at how much twine this is. It's so much. And I'm actually going to do it over here instead. Now, of course, my painting is not all the way dry, and that's okay. We just wrap it around a couple times. And going as fast as I can here. One more time. And then we're just going to tie this guy up. So cute. Even just a little detail like that can really, really bring your painting to life. And then, of course, like the great artists that we all are, we're going to take our little tiny round brush, dip it in that white, and then, or you know what, we'll dip it in black, and we'll do a little black signature right here. And there you have it. So thank you for watching and enjoy your painting.